All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. But before we do so and start this epistle, we want to give praises to Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai in the ancient Hebrew. Right, and the Lashawan Kodash was known as the Holy Tongue. And we want to salute our elders and the Akim, which is the brothers and the sisters out there and the children. Say, Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, and shalom to you, Akim, and my children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This lesson is going to be a comment board response to a brother out there. He used to come down and listen to us a lot. I don't know why he's not doing the work or what's going on with the brother, but you know, I saw his question on one of the videos I did the other day, so I wanted to kind of go into that with the Akim. All right, let's show it to the camera. All right, this is a comment board response. You can see it. Yeah, we live, right?
We live.
Yep. And what it say? You know, you want to read it? Hold it.
It says, I don't get it, brother. Why do they want us all to die? That's what the comment says.
That's right, man. So the brother named Shamar, I think his name is, man. All right. He got it up in the Yiddish. But hey, brother, you know, we deal with the Lashawan Kodash. But he said, why do they want us all to die? And that's a question. You know, the day, we already know who the day is. And all the movies, they, who is the day? They is Esau and the elites. Why do they want us all to die? So let's get into the root of it and bring it up to current events. All right, let's get what's that, Genesis 28, 27?
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Right, so Esau was talking to his father Isaac. You know, he wanted the blessing, but Esau already sold his blessing. He gave up his birthright. You see that? The blessing usually goes from the father onto the firstborn. But the Lord said this was going to be different. The elder was going to serve the younger. You know, usually the household would be passed on to the firstborn, you know, all right? But instead, the Lord said, no, the blessing was going to fall on Jacob. All right, go ahead. And somebody get that, though he sought it carefully with tears. That's right, man. Go ahead, brother.
All right, verse 39.
So you can, my bad. So you can see where the envy, that envious spirit that's in Esau is being conjured up right here.
I got you.
You got it real quick? Go ahead, brother.
This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
See that? For one morsel of meat, of lentils and meat, he sold his birthright, man. All right? So Esau had no faith at all. You see that? So what? They saw it carefully with tears?
For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing,
right,
he was rejected.
See that? So then it was about that inheritance. See that? So him being the firstborn, he was supposed to inherit the blessings of the father. But instead, the Lord said, no, you didn't have faith in me, Esau. No, Cain, you didn't have faith in me. You didn't want to do it the correct way. All right? So the Lord blessed Jacob instead. Go ahead, brother. For
he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
See that? So he sought it carefully with tears. And that's why he said, go ahead real quick. He was crying. He cried. He sought it carefully with tears. He tried to get it back. He can't. Even today, they're trying to get it back and they can't. So this will give you some understanding of the envy and the hatred brewing up in the spirit of Esau. Yep, go ahead, brother.
Back at Genesis 27 and verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Oh, no, go back up.
Oh,
the crying part, yeah.
Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Right.
Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
See that? He was crying. All right, go ahead.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above.
Right, so what did that mean? He was going to be out in the field. And anything that fell upon this earth, he was going to have it. All right, so that means all the riches of the earth and the wealth, the same thing that the devil will offer. That's what Esau was given, so he can offer it. All right.
Verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live.
Right, so by that sword, Esau has lived. You see that? We watched them live out their blessings. So now we're at the end of their blessing. You see that? So now, of course, that same person that was weeping and crying for that inheritance, when they realize that they're at the end, they're going to do what? Somebody get that? A great wrath?
Revelations. This is
Right.
the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 12.
Right, they see their end coming. They see the prophecies happening. Go ahead.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Right, so those that have their conversations in heaven, which is the men of the Lord, and you believers out there, and also the angels and Yahushua and the elect that are in the heavens. And Yahweh, go ahead.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
See that? So he see his time coming. The end of his the blessing that Isaac gave to him to rule with the sword, to get the riches of the earth. But now the blessing for Jacob is coming in. And what's that? Second Ezra? Yeah. The end of the world.
Oh,
That's right, man. Because Esau know that they're at their end. They see their kingdom is being divided. All right, I'm gonna get that too. We're gonna get back to that point.
all right.
Second Ezra 6 and 8.
Yeah, come on, brother.
All right, this is Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac,
Yeah, Mark 3.
when Jacob and Esau were born of him,
26.
Jacob handheld first the heel of Esau.
Right, so Jacob's hand came out of the womb holding the heel of Esau. You see that? His name Jacob means supplanter, which means he was going to supplant, meaning he was set up to rule next. That's what that means. Not that he was going to hustle or swindle Esau, but that this individual was the one that was set up to supplant him, meaning to take his place. All right, to take Esau's place in inheritance. All right, not Ishmael, not the Hamites, but Jacob. All right, and his 12 sons.
Verse 9.
Hmm?
It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right, Esau is the end of the world. What world? The world of the wicked. Going all the way back to Nebuchadnezzar's statue that he dreamed of. All right, in Daniel chapter 2. From the beginning of the judgments upon us with the Assyrians and the Babylonians, all the way to the end of it with the Edomites and the Roman Empire in America. All right, Mark 3 and 26.
All right, this is the book of Mark, chapter 3, and verse 26.
Right, you got your Brexit, you got America divided, you got the European Union divided. They're seeing Russia, Ezekiel 38, all these different things happening. They're seeing Revelations 11. Somebody get that? They stood upon their feet and fear fell upon them. Go ahead, Doc.
And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end.
See that? So they see their end coming because they see that they're divided. They were all together. They had that power of the Roman Empire, that united front. But now they're divided, man. All right? And they know it's clear that they have an end coming, and they see it too. Any more? I don't think so, but let's stick with the point.
Yeah.
The end. All right. You good?
This is Revelation 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half,
After 350 years going into the 1960s, the 70s, up until now.
the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them.
Whoa.
And they, Shlaki.
No, whoa. So the spirit of Yahweh, what's that? That's the gift of mercy. That's the token of our inheritance. You see that? So the Lord is saying, yo, once Yahushua came on the scene, Esau knew that they were brought down at that point. That's why they set up the system of religion, and they went out to, they set out to go after us in the wilderness. All right, but the Lord gave us wings of an eagle to escape. Let's get that.
Revelation 12
I think so.
about the great dragon trying to devour the child before it was born.
No, is it? Let me see real quick. But you can keep going.
All right.
Where you at?
All right. Revelations 11 and 11.
Yeah, you was right. 12 and 14.
All right. After 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
See that? So why? Those elites, man. I remember Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar talking about it years ago. When one of the elites jumped out their limos and ran up to him. I think it was in the 80s or 70s, you know?
Yeah.
And ran up to him and was like, how did y'all know this?
We've been trying to keep this from y'all for years.
Right. And they see it on YouTube, you know, that's why they got the whole setup with the corporations going against us called what do they call that?
Fact checkers.
Thank you. Fact checkers. Fact checkers. You know, the fact checkers. All right.
And you can also throw
fake news. Go ahead, bro.
You can also throw the whole cancel culture movement in that too.
Yep.
Because that's what they're really trying to do. They're trying to cancel. They've been trying to do that from the beginning, trying to wipe Israel off from being a nation and trying to cancel our culture,
right,
and give us an American culture.
Right. So yep. So we what we're showing is why Esau wants us gone. You know, why do they aim to kill us at this current time and in the past? All right. Why do the heathen rage? So let's get back to where was we at? You read yours?
You wanted Revelation 12 and 14 still?
No, we're gonna go back to it. All right, go ahead, brother.
All right. It's back at Genesis.
Way ahead of myself.
All right, it's back at Genesis chapter 27 and verse 40.
Mm-hmm.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right. So, all right. So he served us. When did they serve us? Let's get that real quick. They served us, especially under King David. Huh?
First Kings chapter 8.
I think so. Yeah.
It's the First King.
Yeah, just bear with me 1 second. Let's get Samuel's 8 and 13.
Oh, Samuel.
First Samuel.
Second.
2 Samuel.
2 Samuel 8 and 16.
13.
13.
Yep. And then somebody get 2 Kings 8 and 16. All right. This happened under the rulership of King David. He set up garrisons, which is what? Like set up militaries in different areas. The same way Esau in America is setting their military bases up in different countries. The Lord set up his bases. The Lord set up through King David Israel's army in different parts of Edom. That they couldn't do nothing. They were put on the lower level. They were brought low. So he said, what? Can you read that part again, brother? When thou served thy brother, then we'll break it down.
I got to say.
All right, come on.
Genesis 27 and 40. And by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, so this was a yoke. This was a yoke that King David put on him. Let's get that.
This is 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 16. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was over the host, and Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was recorder. And Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Amalekite, the son of Abiatar, were the priest in Sariah.
2 Samuel 8 and 13.
8 and 13. 13.
Yeah, somebody, whoever.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, bro.
So like 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And David gave him a name.
I got him.
A name when he returned from smiting the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men.
Right, man. So David got him a name. Our fame was growing as a nation. All right. There'll be an increase. Go ahead. But what did David do? So this is when he put the yoke on Esau.
Verse 14. And he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants, and the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went.
See that? So that's when we put the yoke on Esau, right? But go ahead, keep going.
Go on. Verse 15, and David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people.
Right, man. See that? And that was around 1011 BC with King David. all right, to about 971 BC. When King David died, I think he died in 970. But anyway, let's just keep going. So now, that was the yoke that was put on Esau. They were put under our foot. But when the Esau, can you read that again now? When he said we have the dominion?
Come on. Back at Genesis 27 and verse 40, and by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
All right, so he broke that yoke from off his neck. And how did he do that? He broke the peace treaty that we had too later. They had a peace treaty in the 8th century BC with Jehoshaphat. All right, and they broke that peace treaty because they got chased out of Edom. Let's get that in Obadiah, where it says, brought thee out to the borders.
Come on.
All right, because Esau, my bad. Yeah. Esau got chased out of the land of Edom, and they were forced to the borders of Judah, the southern borders of Judah. And while they was on those borders in the 8th century, King Jehoshaphat made a deal with them. It was taking care of them. All right, getting them to go to war, siding with Israel. But then, around 586 BC, Esau came and broke that treaty under the commands of Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian, all right, the Assyrian, and they burned down our temple in 586 BC. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. This is all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Right, so the men of that confederacy, one of them was who? The Nabateans, all right, which was like an Arabian tribe, which was basically what do you call them? Persians, all right. I can't think of the name right now. Not Persians, Arameans. Yeah, Syrians or Arameans. Go ahead.
It says, the men that were at peace with thee.
Elam. That's what I'm trying to say. Elam. Damn it. Edumb-Mites.
It says,
yeah.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Right.
And prevailed against thee.
Right. So that's why when you hear about Petra today, which was the capital of Edom, where they was living at in the caves, you'll hear about the Nabateans being there. See that? The Nabateans ran them out of there. Go ahead.
It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Right.
There is none understanding in him.
Yep. You're already out to the borders already?
Come on, that was the first
They have even brought thee out to the borders, man. So that was the Nabateans. They ran them out to the borders.
Yeah, precept.
All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Job chapter 30, verse 5. They were driven forth from among men.
Yeah,
They cried after them as if they were after a thief.
Yep, they were chasing their ass out of there. After a thief. See that? That was the Nabateans chasing their ass out of there. Saying, get the hell out of there, out of Edom. Because they used the caves as their safe ground. All right? All right, go ahead. So even today, so even now, when all hell break loose, Esau gonna try to use the rocks as their safe ground. They're gonna run into the holes of the rocks.
It says, verse 6, to dwell in the cleft of the valleys and in caves of the earth in the rocks.
God, man, that's what he did. That's what Esau did. All right, so they were brought real low. So the Lord was building that envy and that thieverish spirit up in Esau, man. So everything they gained on the earth, they were gonna be a vagabond and a thief, following after the curse that was put on Cain. All right, go ahead. That was it?
No, it's some more. It says,
Job 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. It says, to dwell in the clefts of the valley in caves.
All the way to 14.
All the way to 14? Okay. In caves of the earth in the rocks.
Right.
Among the bushes they brayed.
Right. They were braying like, they was the true caveman, like on the insurance commercial. Yeah.
Under the needles they were gathered together.
Right. So under the nettles they were gathered together. Now you good. So that's where they would hide from the storm, and they were all bugged out. They wasn't speaking English and Spanish. That was something created later. They were braying, grunting. Yeah.
Hey, like on Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, like on Planet of the Apes. Yeah, like the humans were doing, right? Dude from Harry and the Hendersons, he was bugging, right?
Verse 8.
He started bugging.
They were children of fools, yea, children of base men.
Right, so their descendants were all fools and base, low life people. That's why it goes back to the curse that was put on the serpent, which was a man. All right, so that he was going to be always dwell in the dirt, in the dust, and be low. We can get it if y'all want, but we don't have to. All right, go ahead.
And that also goes with the
On the belly, thank you. That was it. Yeah, on the belly.
that also goes into the scripture in Isaiah talking about as for my people, children are their oppressors, and the women rule over them.
Yep.
All right, so those children of base men that are our oppressors, talking about Esau, Edom.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
verse 8.
Yep. Anybody got it? Yeah, let's get it real quick. Why not?
This is Genesis chapter 3,
I still don't get too far from that one.
verse 14. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle.
Right. So the Lord was talking to the serpent, and he said, and the serpent was a man. All right. I mean, he was like a snake. We call somebody a snake. All right? And crafty. And he had poison in his tongue. That's Esau.
And above every beast of the field, upon thy belly shalt thou go.
Right, upon thy belly that shalt thou go. So even though they're ruling and conquering, they still low-life individuals, snakes. Always going to be on the bottom spiritually. Go ahead.
And dust shalt thou eat.
Right, dust shalt thou eat. So what's that? Worldly knowledge. And that's what they consume. All the days of thy life. So what? Even in the end, the scriptures say, they're going to say our fathers have inherited lies. All right, so that's what we're speaking of. Their forefathers. They all inherited lies, going all the way back to the serpent in the garden. All right, go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Job chapter 30, verse 8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth.
Right, they're more vile than the earth, more vile than any animal you could think of on earth.
And now
you think of the pig, all the bottom feeders, they're more vile than that.
And now am I their song, yea, I am their byword.
Right, we became their song and their byword. That's why you hear what them songs?
Negro spirituals.
Negro spirituals. No, we sing those, but more like
like the national anthem. Where
thank
they
you.
talk
That's
about,
what I'm talking about. I just can't think of the song.
Star Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
You know, all them.
Nigga love a watermelon.
That was it. That was the ice cream song.
Yeah, the ice cream song.
You know, stuff like that. Well, the song that Esau sing. You know what I mean? So we became their song. They were mocking us. That goes into Revelations 11 too. They were giving gifts, and they made that's what makes them merry. You know.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. Star Spangled Banner. That was what you talking about, right? Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Job 30 and 9. And now am I their song, yea, I am their byword. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face.
Right, so they flee far from us. How do they do that? All right, they kick us and then run. They you know, that's like you throw a rock and then you hide. Yeah. What's that? Secret societies. You see that? So they attack us. They shoot at us from the dark. The scriptures say that, so they can shoot their darts at us. All right, they hide so they can shoot at us from the hidden places.
Verse 10.
All right, and the darts they shoot at us are the wiles of the devil. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 10. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face.
Right, and that go with 2/3 of Jake too. And these heathens, you know? Really, these heathens, man, that have licked the wounds.
You want to get Psalms 83 real quick?
Yeah, we get something.
All right. This is Psalms 83. Just like it.
Yeah, that's right, man. The focus is, why do the heathen rage? Why do they hate us so much? And why do they want us dead?
All right. Psalms 83 and 1. It says, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. Be not still. O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
See that? And that's all according to prophecy. That's all according to the will and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And they have lifted up their head. But what did the Lord say? The spirit that is lifted up in them is not upright in him. All right, they lifted up their head and put crowns upon their own heads. You see that? And they, you know, so they lift up their head and they point their eyes down to the earth,
Con.
focusing on the prey.
It says, verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Right, crafty counsel. We call it UN. You know, all these different nations coming together to put us in slavery, called the slave trade. And even today, they set up businesses for these heathen nations to come into our communities and get rich by selling us abominable foods and things that kill our people, cigarettes and shit like that, and liquor, malt liquor, quickie marts,
Easy stops.
huh?
Easy stops.
Yeah, fast food restaurants.
Con.
Where, bro?
No, and when you notice Elam or Ishmael in the hoods with the corner stores, if you really pay attention, they never eat any of that stuff that they sell in them stores.
Right.
Like if you really pay attention, they never eat or drink none of that stuff, man.
Right. Right.
Gone.
Precept.
Verse
Interjection, go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and 5. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
Right.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So their heart is deep, and they wake up upon their beds every day to put forth some type of wickedness and to persecute our people and our nation.
Right. Yep. And that goes into that crafty counsel. You know,
Precept.
they do it secretly. They do everything secretly and crafty. All right. Let's get back to these. I'm gonna get back to this too. Let's bring these out real quick. Bring yours out.
This is just to back up the brother Thanyala. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity
Make it Malachi 3 and 6.
and work evil upon their beds.
Oh yeah, I don't want that yet. Not yet. Malachi 3 and 6. I'm on slow scroll this one.
Okay, Tom.
That'd be perfect right now, but just not yet.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6.
Yep.
For I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
That's right. See that? So they try to kill us all, but they couldn't. So it ain't about, they trying to kill us now. No, they've been trying to kill us. They don't want us on the earth, man. When they found out they couldn't get rid of us, they decided, how can we make money off of them? All right. And now they found a way to kill off everybody with this new world order called depopulation plan that the elites have, right? These Edommites.
Yeah.
All right. And the focus that they want to kill is Jacob. But all these other nations are just casualties of war.
Con.
All right.
Collateral damage.
Collateral damage. That's a better one. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Psalms 83 and 4, it says, it's 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance.
Yeah, so they don't want us to be in remembrance. They wanted us to be spiritually dead. What's that? Willie Lynch. That's what that goes into. They didn't want us to remember, and they didn't want our name on the earth. They wanted to erase it, called what? The Renaissance, when they whitewashed everything. And they erased us out of their books and taught their own curriculum in their schools, their own his story, right? You know? So that goes into Willie Lynch. Keep the body and take the mind.
Go ahead, Slakia. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent.
Right, one world order, one consent. Go ahead.
They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom.
Right, the tabernacles of Edom, the Caucasian race.
And that's not a coincidence that they're the first ones being mentioned.
Right, they're the top.
They're Slakia.
Go ahead, get the ambassador of the heathen. They're the top heathen on the earth. The ones that did this to us. All right. Yep. The top one, but the most low in the spirit.
All right.
What he say though? He said I sent the ambassador among the heathen. That's talking about Esau, man. They the top dog, or the bottom one. You want to go to the bottom? The one you find at the bottom is gonna be Esau.
All right. So okay. All right. Going back to Job chapter 30, verse 11. Because he had loosed my cord and afflicted me.
Right. He said, what? Let us cast their bands asunder. You see that? That's what Esau did. They broke our bands, broke us up as a nation, separated us, divide and conquer, and then they try to cast it behind them, you know? So they loosed our cords. Go ahead.
Because he have loosed my cords and afflicted me, they have also let loose the bridle before me.
Right.
It says, upon my right hand rise the youth, they push away my feet, and they raise up against me the ways of their destruction.
That's what they're doing. They pushing up against them the ways of their destruction. Go ahead.
They mar my path. They set forward my calamity.
Right. What's that? They have with a continual stroke, right?
They have no helper. They come upon me as a wide breaking in of waters.
Right. So they came upon us as a wide breaking in of the waters. What's that? Esau rushing in as a flood. All right. Really, that happened in 70 AD. You know, let's get it. Revelation 12 and 14.
I got a precept real quick.
Yeah, I just need to.
Okay.
We're dealing with the flood. Yep.
Revelations chapter 12, verse 14. It says, and to the woman were given two wings of a great eagle, that she might flee into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and a half a time from the face of the serpent.
Right. Is it that one? I think it's that one. I think it's like one verse up, swallowed up the flood. 12 and 16.
All right. This is Revelation 12 and 15.
16.
It says, and the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened.
15.
15. 15. It says, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
Right. See that? So that flood, that's that army that came after us. Go ahead.
It says, after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Right. And what's that? That goes into the Jewish Roman wars in 70 AD. With Titus and Vespasian. Yep. Go ahead, brother.
And the earth helped the woman.
The earth helped the woman, meaning we have people in different nations in Syria, just like Lebanon, you know. We have people in Egypt. We have people all in Africa, the western coast of Africa. We have people all over the place. So that's what we ran to.
It says, and the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Right, so that kept us from being consumed. You see that? So the Lord had safe havens for us that kept us from being destroyed completely as a nation. They wanted to wipe us off the earth back then. This ain't nothing new. Nothing new under the sun. All right, so that's it on that, right?
Quick
Yep.
interjection.
Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, in verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Yahushua Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh, God.
Right. Oh, yeah, all that is called power.
God.
Yep. Anything you say, anything is a power, they're going to exalt themselves over it. Israel said they had a king, they had to exalt themselves over it. Look at Herod. All right? Go ahead, brother. That was it?
Khan, just speaking on the times of 70 AD, how we ended up in those in Africa, in the land of Mizraim, all right, fleeing Roman persecution, or as the elder was speaking on, all right. You can find out in 2 Thessalonians when the Lord was on the scene telling us that, hey, don't let nobody deceive you, all right, just as in today, don't let nobody deceive you that destruction is not going to come, that you're not in Jacob's trouble, all right, that the MOTB is not the chip, all right.
All right, brother.
All right, and so in that time when the enemy came rushing in as a flood, you know that's when the standard of Yahweh Shah was being lifted up. All right, so now when they come in at that time, it's going to be a different standard coming in this time. That's when the Spirit of the Lord is going to enter into the bodies of the elect, man.
'Cause
So
now,
every time this enemy comes running in as a rushing in as a flood, the Lord lifts up the standard against this devil, man. The first standard is Yahweh Shai, who we're lifting up right now, right? But when those martial law troops come in, it's going to be a different standard to cause them to take flight, all right? And Yahweh Shai is going to cause them to take flight anyway because his name is dreadful among the heathen.
yeah, go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Psalms 35, verse 1. Plead my cause, O Yahweh, with them that strive with me, fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for my help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt.
And that's going to be part of that standard that's lifted up against these devils, man. They're going to be confused. All right, they're going to be turning back. They're going to say, what are they going to say? Surely our father inherited lies.
Somebody get Psalms 12 and 6. I want to match something with you.
This is the book of Psalms 12 and 6. And it reads, the words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in the furnace of earth purified 7 times.
That's right, man. Purified 7 times. Go ahead.
Thou shalt keep them, O Yahweh. Thou shalt preserve them from the generations forever.
See that? So the Lord preserve us in every generation. You see that? So just like the Lord preserved Jeremiah and Daniel, to build their faith. All right? So anytime they come up against us, the Lord preserve us unless there's judgment involved. Go ahead.
God. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
That's right. So Esau's been exalted. So the wicked is walking on every side, man. And that's what will go into the prayer that you just read, So Exodus 17 and 16, and the Lord said, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places now. So that battle has went from physical to spiritual.
Exodus chapter 17, verse 16. For he has said, because the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
Right. And what did he say to Rebekah? Right?
2 nations of, in that womb.
Come on with it. You know where we're going. 25 and 22? Yep.
All right,
Oh, you can go up higher. You can go right. Whoever. 21.
All right, it's the book of Genesis 25, starting at verse 21.
Right, we out here to wake up the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to the fact that they're the Israelites, all right? And the Indians over there are called Edumb-Mites. Edom. That's right, Edom. All right, go ahead.
All right, book of Genesis chapter 25 and verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Right, so that's talking about Esau. All right, now let's get back to that in Genesis. He said what? The elder was going to serve the younger. Esau came out first, was born red with no pigmentation. And he said, this child is going to serve the younger, though. The Lord changed the order of the inheritance, man. All right? And Esau hated that. It was bugging him out, still to this day. And they've always been at war with us, man, all the way from the beginning. Ever since the time of the serpent. The Lord said that that was the curse going to be on the serpent. Let's get that. Where was that?
Genesis.
Yeah, with the serpent again. Belly.
Genesis,
enmity between
3 and 14.
Come, man. So these are signs and prophecies to let us know that spirit followed Esau, man. The Lord raised us up an enemy. It's like night and day.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 14. And Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and the dust thou shalt eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed.
Whoa, see that? And that seed talking about spiritually. All right? Spiritually, not that Cain was the child of the serpent. That's, Cain was the child of Adam. All right, Cain and Abel, those were his children. But Cain's spirit, just like Jake today, they're doing that to their father, the devil, spiritually. All right, it's a spiritual connection.
Because there was only a certain bloodline that the Most High was going to be pleased with, and there was other individuals on the earth. But what did he tell Cain when Cain came and offered the fruits for a sacrifice? He told Cain, he's like, why are you raw? Because if he would have did it, you say what?
No, not yet.
All right, yeah, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. All right, somebody get that Matthew 13 and 28. I'm building up to it.
Come.
God said it's gonna trigger some thoughts.
Matthew 13 and what?
13 and 28.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 28.
Whoa, wait, let's go up. 24. Cause look, remember he said thy seed. This talking about a spiritual seed. All right. There's two seeds. You got the corrupt seed, then you got the righteous seed. All right.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying,
Yep.
The kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in the field.
Bro, so you got good seed. This is the elect. Okay, go ahead.
But while man slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat.
Right. A lot of people say this is talking about Israel being like a speckled bird, but it's really talking about the spiritual seed. All right. You got 2/3 of Jake that's going to be mingled in with Esau. Go ahead.
Verse 25 again. But while man slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat,
Yep.
and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also.
Right. So you're going to have both. All right. So right now you got the heathens and you got Jake. Yeah, you're going to have Jake looking like heathens. That's mixed in there too. But it's talking about the wicked. All right. 2/3 of our people being wicked as well. Go ahead.
Verse 27.
You got a point. You got a point.
Prime example. What did Samson say to the Philistines when after they had planted that wicked seed in his wife? Somebody has plowed my heifer.
That's right.
What do you do when you plant seed? You plow and till the land, man.
Come on with it. That's right, man. That's right. And yeah.
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 27. So the servants of the householder came.
Next strong, brother.
Verse 27. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares?
Right, the field is the world, and Israel represents the vineyard. You see that?
I'm
But he
going
said,
to Isaiah 5.
yeah, go ahead.
Verse 28. He said unto them, An enemy hath done this.
So the enemy again. See that? The enemy have done this. Always since the time of the serpent, time of Cain and Esau. So the enemy has sown this wicked thought into the heart of our people. All right.
Verse 28. He said unto them, An enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while we gather up the tares, ye root up the wheat with them.
Keep going.
Verse 30. Let both grow together into the harvest, and in the time of the harvest, I will say unto the reapers, Gather ye together with first the tares, and binds them in bundles to burn them.
Meaning put them together. All right. Group them up, push them to the left. Put them on the left hand with Esau. All right, go ahead.
But gather the wheat into my barn.
So we're being gathered through the spirit. And we're going to be gathered by the angels as well and taken into the chariots, which is the barn. All right? The household of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And when something gathered into the barn, it's personally taken care of. All right? And fed the proper provender. All right, go ahead, brother. Come on. That was it.
It's Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved had the vineyard in a very fruitful hill. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with choice vine and built a tower in the midst of it and also made a winepress therein. He looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes.
You break down that?
All right, Clint. So what are those wild grapes? Those are the 2/3 of Israel that are growing up being wild. But out of those grapes, he kept one cluster. All right, to be brought forth near to him, and those are the elect that are not going to be bamboozled by the wiles of the devil. All right, they're going to be stick to the strip. They're going to follow the land whithersoever he goes.
That's right, man. Somebody got it? Matthew 13:38.
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 38. The field is the world.
Whoa, they're going to field is the world. But the Lord put a vineyard in his field. Right?
The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one.
Right, there you go. So that's 2/3 that follow after Esau. And then you got these heathens naturally of the wicked one. All right? Especially Esau. That's it on that. Oh yeah, bring out precepts up. Rakai had his first. Then bring y'all up, and then we get back to the point.
You got second Ezra's 9?
No, but
All right, come on, yeah. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 21. And it says, "And I saw and spared it greatly, and had kept me grape of the cluster, and the plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish, them which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect."
That's that barn.
Yeah, that's it. Gone. Like the brother was just saying, that's that barn that he was speaking about, and what the brother Barak just read, man. The world, and then the Lord's people, and he chose that handful out of that whole entire vineyard, per se, and then that would be the elect, and the rest would be kind of set to the side and burned up.
right, man. All right, let's get to these points. I'm gonna get back to
The book of Matthew chapter 25 and verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him he shall gather all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats.
That's bundling them up. Go ahead. He's bundling them up, putting them all together, grouping them together. You know?
Verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. And that was the point.
And that's the separation between.
break it down.
All right, so now he still had a fruitful vineyard, but there was wild grapes in the vineyard, man. All right, so now he has to separate the good grapes from the wild grapes, and the angels are going to be the ones doing. Now we're being separated through the spirit, but it's going to be a physical separation when the angels come down and do the reaping. Some going to be burnt up, and some going to go into the apartments in the sky, into the barn, to the chariots.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Right, and the foundation of the world started with Yahushua. All right, but the Lord, Yahushua said to Yahweh, he said, you loved me. Yahweh loves him before the foundation of the world. All right, and the foundation of the world started with Peter.
All right, this is 1 John chapter 3. We start at verse 10. It says, in this, the children of Yahweh are manifest, and the children of the devil, whosoever doeth not righteousness, is not of Yahweh, neither he that loveth not his brother. But this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another.
Man, that's crazy, because sometimes it seems like 2/3 of our people hate us more than Esau, man. So they're falling after the wiles. They're falling after the trickery of the devil. It's called self-hate, man. You look at the mirror, you hate yourself so much. Now you're gonna go fight something that looks exactly like you, because you don't like the position that you're in on earth. So you're gonna help him get rid of everything that looks like you on earth.
Right. What better way for a hunter? That's why the scriptures call Esau a cunning hunter. He know how to make the damn animal trap itself. You know, he know how to make you hate yourself.
Man, we used to hunt with dogs. Send the dogs out there to do all the work, get the animal tired out, and you ain't got to do nothing when you get there.
Right.
So 2/3 of our people are Esau's dogs.
I'll say case
but a hound dog.
is case in point is Boondock on the show Boondocks. You know, all the Edomites, they act like, you know, regular ass Edomites. You know, they might say a what they call a microaggression here or there, but the one that shows Jake on that show the most hate is a character named Uncle Ruckus, who himself is a Jake. He'll call them all out of his name. He'll offend them in many ways, because they have more hatred. Our people have more hatred towards our people than than the heathens do.
Well, self-hatred. People like
Self-hatred,
people like Lizzo.
Gone.
Self-hatred. People like these rappers. Self-hatred. People like the Jamaicans go with their bleaching their skin.
Yep.
You know, that's self-hatred, man. You know, blonde hair.
Anytime you feel like you have to use a physical appearance or anything like that to get acceptance in the world,
Trimming their ways.
yeah, that's trimming your ways to seek love. And you're not dwelling on the spirit that's what's inside you, which is the most beautiful thing on earth.
Even trying to get acceptance from yourself, because people say, no, I'm not doing it to be accepted by people. I'm just trying to do it so I can feel good. So you have to do something.
But stay at home when you got all that
exactly,
shit on.
exactly.
It don't make no sense.
Right. That's like somebody saying, I can't get rid of you, so I'm gonna get rid of the thought of you.
Damn.
You know, help you. What happened when I? What's that movie that they hunting everybody on? It's like a show.
Hunger Games?
It's like that, but it's out now.
The 100?
Huh?
The 100?
Prey? No. It's like a game. Like
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
Where they say, yo, you take the uniform, put a uniform on everybody, it takes their individuality away.
Gone.
You know, so Esau put us to sleep.
Like a jail.
That's right. It's a prison for the mind. So that's another way of them trying to kill us off, you know? All right, go ahead.
All right, back at 1 John chapter 3, verse 12, it says, "Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteousness."
Right, so this goes all the way back. It's deep rooted, man. It goes all the way back to Cain, who was of the wicked one. He was of that same spirit.
And if you think about it with Cain and Abel, that's Jacob and Esau. What happened? He thought he was successful when he killed off Abel. Well, who came afterwards? Seth.
Yep.
And Seth was a man of Yahweh. When Seth was born, he said, then started man call upon the name of the Lord, man. So we were never going to be able to be cut off as a nation, man. But the Lord set up this to show us that we're going to have a wicked, vagabond, as heathenistic brother on the left-hand side that's going to constantly try to persecute us for us trying to be righteous. That's all Abel was doing, trying to be righteous. He brought a righteous sacrifice, and his brother hated him for that.
All right. Let's get into let's go back to Genesis now. Go ahead, bro.
It's Obadiah 1
We
and
might have to
10.
cut it short too.
For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Right, man. Yep. For that violence against our brother Jacob, man, they're gonna be cut off for that. All right, but why did they commit that violence? You know, and that's what we're focusing on. Let's get into it.
And the Lord preserved that spirit from Cain all the way to the end to destroy it.
Right,
He
man.
could have destroyed Cain right then. But no, he waited all the way to the end for that spirit to manifest into the present day people who was manifested in the day to destroy it then.
Cut it off at the end. Yeah. That's why he said he's gonna take them at the feet. And he said he's gonna meet pride with pride. And he's gonna meet meekness with meekness. So he set us up in the position to be meek. And he set Esau up in the position to be prideful so he can meet them and destroy them. All right. Genesis 27 again.
All right. Back at Genesis chapter 27 and verse 41.
Yeah, there you go. That clarifies everything we was just all bringing up.
All right, and it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Right, so that hatred went down into his loins. He hated him with a perpetual hatred. All right? And that's what the Lord said. We're going to be ashamed in the end of that hatred that he kept in his heart. All right? That hatred and that envy.
All right. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
See that? So that's why it's deep rooted. He wanted to slay his brother Jacob the same way Cain slayed his brother Abel. All right? So he thought that was going to be it. So he said the days of his father Isaac was going to die. And he said, yo, after that, he set it in his heart. And it went through his loins. That hatred towards Jacob, man. That hatred for that inheritance that he got.
And look at the beautiful thing behind that. Because then Rebecca sent him away to go deal with her brother. And he came back. When he came back, he had his sons. So now you couldn't. He destroyed his brother. He still can't destroy that bloodline because it's going to continue on forever and ever and ever. The Most High always made a way for us to avoid the persecution that we go through.
That's right, man. All right, 42.
All right, Genesis 27 and verse 42. And these words of Esau, her eldest son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, pursuing to kill thee.
That's comforting to him.
So you want to know why Esau want to kill us? That's why, because it's comforting to him. It's just, they got to kill something, man. That's it. They bloodthirsty.
Murder, kill.
Yeah, they just about. What's the motto that they taught our people, man? Money, more money.
Get rich or die trying.
Yeah, get rich or die trying. Money, power, respect is the key to life. That's all they about.
And look at how they say that they said America wasn't stolen. It was acquired, or it was won.
Yeah, they said it was acquired.
It was acquired. It was won. So they said they're the one that started made up that scenario. It's a dog eat dog world because they the dogs.
Yep. Look at that. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Go ahead, brother.
Now we're gonna mention they even got like they got books, you know, to show the mindset of these devils, like 48 Laws of Power and things like that. Who they're subscribed to, thinking that they're elevated, you know, they've been edified because they grabbed this book and read a bunch of wickedness.
Right.
How to get over on people, how to be a devil.
Right, man. Let's get that real quick.
Habakkuk 3 and 5.
John 8 and 44, and then Habakkuk 2.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil,
right.
And the lust of your father you will do.
Right, that's 2/3 and Esau. All right, because they're of that spiritual demon Satan, and they're of the serpent that was in the garden, and they're of Cain. All right, so Esau is what? Go ahead, brother.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
So they followed out that spirit of Cain. He was a murderer from the beginning. All right, so that's symbolic to let you know that Esau is Cain.
He's profane. He outside the temple.
That's right, and that anybody that follow him, he was talking to Jakes, they're in that same spirit. All right, they become murderers.
And you can see that within our nation just by the music and then the whole culture that surrounds our people. It's all about death, carrying a gun, being powerful, and all that shit.
Yep. They want to kill Abel. All right.
And abode not in the truth.
Right. So he abode not in the truth. He was low life, dwelling in the dust, worldly wisdom. All right. That's it, man.
And that go along with what the bishop said too, of how after Cain killed Abel, all right, then came Seth, and then came the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, so with Cain killing Abel, all right, he was outside of the truth. You know, he was a profane outside.
Yeah, and that was always the Lord keeping that standard there. Seth represent that standard, saying, "Nah, I remember my promise." Just like the rainbow. All right, the Lord always put a symbol there or a sign there, always to remind Himself and to remind us. Yahushua represents that rainbow now. All right, that ark in the heaven, the archangel. Yeah, let's get that Habakkuk.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 9.
Right.
It says, "Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness."
All right, covetousness.
It says, "Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness."
Yeah, woe to him that coveteth evil covetousness.
Okay, covetousness.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness.
Right, basically meaning to be greedy and to steal everything through greed. That's what Esau is. So woe to him. Go ahead.
To his house.
Right, that's why he's the thief. He got chased out like Cain. The thief and the vagabond. Go ahead.
That he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil.
See that? They didn't want to be destroyed. They don't want to go through suffering. You know, so they want to deliver themselves like over in Europe. All right, during the slave trade, they wanted to deliver themselves from going through hard times. So instead, they sought out to steal everything from the Native Americans and to steal our homes and put us in slavery. So now, let me get this real quick. That was it on that?
Verse 10, it says, "Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and have sinned against thy soul.
Right. So you got that. They enlarge the desire as hell, right? Habakkuk, right there.
2 and 5. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Right. So yep. So they I gotta break it down.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine,
Genesis 4 and 6.
he is a proud man.
So they transgress through their philosophy, through their lies, and people believe it. Just like during the what was that, the war with Napoleon, and Esau paid for both sides and ran back with the they knew who won already, and they lied so they can get the money. See that they've been doing that ever since World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, and this current war as well, to lead many into to the war of Armageddon, into perdition, right? So they've been deceiving the nations, man. That's why the nations are mad. They were proud. So he said, what? So because they ruled the world through their lies and their philosophies and changing their name over time from the Khazars, from Esau to Khazars to Romans to whatever, to these corporate names now. They can be a pagan religious people, but they'll call themselves a corporation. Like the World Economic Forum, like the UN, like the Federal Reserve.
It says, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell.
Right, so he enlarged his desires, just like Cain, and everything they do, they enlarge their desires as hell, man, meaning sorrow. Anything they put their minds on. So it's personal and it's collateral damage, So why do they want to kill us? They just enlarging their desires. And their desires, their dreams, their imagination is hell for Jacob. Yeah. It's nothing but wickedness.
And our true dreams and imaginations is hell for them.
And their dream is us going.
Yeah. But 2/3 of our people have fallen victim to wanting to fulfill Esau's dream, man.
Get us going.
Yeah.
Self-annihilation.
And what you think gonna happen if that were to happen? What you think gonna happen to you? They gonna let you stay?
Right, that was them songs, self-destruction. Remember that? Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. See, Esau taught our people how to self-destruct.
All right, Habakkuk 2 and 5.
Oh, we got an interjection.
All right,
I think that's on that.
All right, cool.
No, is as death. Go ahead.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, is as death.
Who enlarges his desires as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people.
See that? His first issue, he should have dealt with the damn Nabateans, but it took that shit out on us, on Israel. So they've been, they cannot be satisfied, man. They want complete power, as you can see today. All right, with these elites, man, with the New World Order. Go ahead, up.
Found in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. That was the point. Just basically backing up the statement that the brothers was making, all throughout this lesson. That Esau, is covering to him to basically destroy our blessing and try to fulfill his own, basically.
So
what you dreaming about? Shit, get rid of yours.
So all these Black Lives Matter activists and everything going to fucking plead with this devil, man. The world is not normal unless there's wickedness going on. Unless he can kill something or be wicked, he doesn't feel like he's normal. If he can't put on a suit and tie and go take over the world, then it's normal. He don't want to be here. So that's why the Lord's going to give him mercy by erasing and eradicating them off the earth.
Right, man. Yeah, look at this real quick. Then we go back to Genesis.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the...
Oh, they practice it.
They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and they take them by violence in houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Right. So they got that thought in their heart upon their bed, and it's in the power of their hand. But who put it there? Let's get that. Job 33 and 14. All right. So who put that thought there in the heart of Esau? Who controlled the heart of these kings?
Job 33 and 14.
Yep.
This is Job chapter 33, verse 14.
Right. That thought that they think upon their bed and they wake up and practice it because it's in the power of their hand. Who put it in their hands? Go ahead.
For Yahweh speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not.
Right. Why? Because somebody get that. They set the world in their heart. You got it. All right. 1 second out.
Go on.
Right. Man cannot perceive it when the Lord is speaking unless he opens their ears.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart so that no man can find out the work that Yahweh maketh from the beginning to the end.
Woo! So that's why Esau blinded. They stuck in the dust. You see that? All right. So they cannot see past their own riches. They're enclosed in their own fat. All right. Go ahead.
Go on. Verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose.
That's right.
And hide pride from man.
There you go, man. All right. So the Lord sealed those instructions in Esau's heart for Esau to be who they are today, man. You see that? So that, you know, and then they practice it because the Lord put the power in their hands. That goes in Wisdom of Solomon 6. Somebody get that?
Wisdom of Solomon 6.
Yeah, Babakasha. See, the Lord put it in their hands.
6 and what?
1.
Oh, wait, but 3, I think.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6, verse 1. It says, Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear you that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty from the highest. Who shall try your works and search out your counsels?
Right, man. So the Most High is the one that searched out their counsels and set everything up and established this devil upon this earth to rule. All right. Let's get back to Genesis now. All right. And get back to the point.
All right, Con, it's back at Genesis chapter 27 and verse 42.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you again too.
Gotcha. And these words of Esau, her eldest son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son.
Oh no, the where it said 4, y'all should have the dominion.
Genesis 27 and verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
See that? So when it was time for Esau to start building their kingdom up, which was going to be done by the will of Yahweh, they were going to start building the Greek kingdom, the Roman Empire, you know. That's when Esau was going to break the yoke from off their neck. Now let's get when that happened. We got when Israel put the yoke on Esau's neck with King David. Now let's get when the yoke was taken off. Let's get 2 Kings 8 and 16.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 16.
Yeah, nice and powerful.
And in the 5th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel,
Right, the Latino tribes, right? I think he was an Ephraimite.
Jehoshaphat, being then king of Judah.
Right, so this was when they broke their treaty against us, all right? Go ahead. They had a treaty with us during the time of Jehoshaphat, and they broke that treaty. Go ahead.
Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, began to reign.
Right, and that happened around 850 BC, all right? 850 BC to about 845 BC, 5 years later.
32 years old was he when he began to reign.
Right, so he was about 32 years old, all right? Go ahead.
And he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel.
Right, so he was being wicked. All right, this king right here was being wicked. So the Lord allowed Esau to break that yoke that King David put on the garrisons and all that on Esau. The Most High allowed Esau to break that chain.
As did the house of Ahab, for the daughter of Ahab was his wife, and he did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Right. So he was the son of Jezebel as well. Go ahead. So
Yet,
he did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Yet the Lord will not destroy Judah for David, his servant's sake, as he promised to give to him always a light into his children.
Go ahead.
In his days.
I need this real clear. Yep. In his days, go ahead.
In his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah.
Read that again.
In his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah and made a king over themselves.
Right. See that? So this is when they what? Read that again now. Then we're gonna go right back to where we at.
Gotcha.
Dominion, right? Yep.
All right, back at Genesis 27 and 40. And by the sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
See that? So when it's time for Esau to start ruling and to make a name for themselves, they broke the yoke from off their neck right here. Keep going. Mazan.
So Joram,
where you at?
this is back at 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 21. So Joram went over to Zaire.
20.
Huh?
20.
All right, this is on 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 20. And in the days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah and made a king over themselves.
Yep, go ahead.
And Joram.
Right, they made a king over themselves. That was that idol you was talking about. All right, they had their idols that they worship. You know, they set up their own king. And later on, they called themselves Khazars. All right, go ahead.
So Joram went over to Zaire and all the chariots with him. And he rose by night and smote the Edommites, which compassed him about.
See that wrestling. There go that wrestling in Rebecca's womb again. All right, the womb of the earth. We've always been wrestling against Esau. Go ahead.
And the captains of the chariots and the people fled into their tents.
There, one more verse.
Yet Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah until this day.
Until this day. You see that? So that's when he broke the yoke from off their neck, and they wanted to get the dominion over us. All right? They wanted to get rid of us. It was set. The Lord sealed it and set it in their heart for them to have the dominion over us, not only to kill us, but to get that inheritance back. And then here you go. What's this? Let's get this real quick. Proverbs 27 and 4. Yep, 27 and 4. Because that envy, somebody get the definition for envy, please.
Jealousy.
Yeah, just want like the same, you know, like the correct, John.
Envy.
Yeah. Yeah, envy, etymology. You got something?
The definition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, etymology. Yep. All right, let's get it. Somebody read it.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 4. Wrath is cruel.
Wrath is cruel.
And anger outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy?
You said anger is what?
Outrageous.
Where you at?
The book of Proverbs 27 and 4.
Come with you. Wrath is cruel, and that's what Esau has, wrath, right? A cruel messenger. Go ahead.
And anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy?
There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Who is able to stand before envy? You see that? Nobody can stand before envy. You got wrath, and then you got a cruel. cruelness. But then you got envy, somebody that just hates you. Look at envy. Look at the definition of envy.
This is the etymology of the word envy.
Right, wrath is just like an explosion. It happens, and it's gone after that. It's a moment. Cruel is somebody just being mean to you. But then you got envy. Go ahead, let's see what envy is.
It says, from invirde, regard maliciously, grudge. It says also from
Grudge.
into virde to
Grudge.
see. So like they see maliciously at that person.
Yeah.
Like they hold the term hold a grudge means you hold.
They held it. They held the grudge.
As you just said, like that hatred went from the perpetual hatred went from his heart into his loins out to where the nation that he created, they had that same envy.
So that's why you see Karens and stuff today.
Shit.
Karens and Kens, they hate you, man. That's why you saw this happen, because it was deep rooted. It was they kept that grudge, man. They got a grudge and shit. Bad people hold grudges, and Esau still holding that grudge against us for selling their birthright to us.
They don't hate the Africans like that.
Nope, they don't hate them.
That shows you the difference.
All right, so who can stand before envy, man? They don't want us to stand. You see that? They want to consume us. All right. Let's get this real quick. All right, so let's finish with that. That was it, right? Dominion. You read that one. We read the two nations in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Look at 1 Samuel 2 and 6. Let's kind of take it somewhere else now too.
1 Samuel 2 and 6.
Yeah, let's go into in Genesis 4 and 6.
It's 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh the poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raised up the poor out of the dust and lift up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Right, so it's the Most High that's controlling it. That's the focus. So we see why Esau hates us, right? It's the deep-rooted envy, and it goes way back, okay, from the beginning of their creation. But then who created that? The Most High controls good and evil, and living and dying, and He controls the thoughts of man. Let's get that real quick. Get that, Governor. It's it. Where is it at? No, Ecclesiasticus 18 and 3. We're gonna get that one too. We just said. Ecclesiasticus 18 and 3. Yep, Sirach 18 and 3.
It's the Sirach, chapter 18 and 3. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hands, and all things obey his will. For he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane.
That's right, man. That's right. So the Most High controlling everything. You see that? He said all things obey him. Didn't it say that? All things obey him. All right. So he's governing the world with his hand. All right. And he said what? He ruleth in the kingdom of men. Somebody get that, Babak Shah? Let's get that.
Daniel 4 and 17.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of man.
Right, so he set up over the basis of men. Let's get that, Genesis 4 and 6. So the Lord set up that spirit of Cain on Esau, and he set them up to rule. All right, but this time the Lord said, what? We were going to be in the pile of shit. We were in the dunghill, but he's able to raise us out of that dunghill. All right?
All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 6.
Right, so the Lord has made us the tail and not the head, man.
It says, right. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth?
Right.
And Weinstein counting is falling.
Right. So even today, vocab and these Edomites, why are you so damn mad? All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. If
Why-
thou do well,
Right. Why do the heathen rage?
if thou do well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
Yep. Sin. Yep. Go ahead.
And unto thee,
Oh, sentence meaning judgment. Judgment is waiting for him if he don't do right, and Esau can't do right. Neither is it in them to do good. Okay, go ahead.
and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Verse 8, and Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain
Right,
rose up.
that's spiritual. So it came to pass when they were in the field. The field is the world again today. We're looking at it spiritually. Go ahead.
That Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
Right, it lifted up the head. All right, go ahead. And slew him, meaning he killed him. And the word Abel means transitory. And the word, oh, damn, I'm thinking about the card. meaning dagger. Go ahead, man.
Cain means sharp threshing instrument.
Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9, and the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel, thy brother?
Right.
And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth.
Right, so Esau was cursed. You know, that spirit that was on Cain was cursed. And that curse came back on Esau. All right? That same mark that Cain was marked with, leprosy, that came back on Esau. Like being a clean leper. All right, to target him that he was the thief. He was going to be the vagabond. Go ahead.
It says,
a little more. Good.
All right, it says, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Right, so that spirit of Abel was crying out to the Lord in the heavens. And the action that happened upon the earth, that blood was crying out to the Father too. All right? Just like the Lord said, all the things that are here today is going to be a witness against Esau, what they did to us. All right, go ahead. It's going to cry out. The timber shall cry out to the wall, you know.
The beam shall answer.
The beam shall answer it. Go ahead.
Verse 12, it says, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. It says, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
Right, that's the point I wanted. All right. See, that's the curse that the Lord put on Esau, that spirit that came from Cain back on Esau. Because he was going to be a vagabond in the earth, and everything they do to till the earth was going to fail. So what did they have to do? He said they're going to rule with what? The sword. They're going to have to steal everything and take it, making them that thief and that vagabond. You see that? While we grow it, we build it, and they steal it. All right? We kept the land Sabbaths, you know? But they came in there and took all of that. And the proof is in the pudding. Look what they do to the earth today. They're doing nothing but destroying it. All right. All right, so where we at?
This is Sirach, chapter 33, verse 10. All men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge, the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse. Some hath he blessed and exalted, and some hath he sanctified and set near himself. But some hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of their place. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it as his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liking him best. Good is set against evil, life against death, so is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So it was all a stage being set by Yahweh Shem Yahushua to show the difference between night and day, good and evil, left and right. So it was all set up from the beginning. That's why he made their ways diverse. So there's no way for Esau to become righteous. Because what? The scripture says, show favor unto the wicked, he will not understand righteousness. It's not in him to understand.
Right, man.
But the Lord didn't make them that way.
1 John 3 and 12. Go ahead, Daniel. Okay. 1 John 3 and 12. And all the way to 15 this time.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 3 in verse 12. If I have told you earthly things.
Oh, 1 John 3 and 12.
It's like,
Yep.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. And it reads, it's like it. Not as Cain, who was the wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil.
Right, man. We want to know why Esau killing us today, because their own works are evil. They're just evil. They were set up for that. You ask why a missile destroys. Well, it's made for that. You know what I mean? He's not made to heal nothing. All right, go ahead, brother.
And his brother's righteousness. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you, we know that we have passed from death unto life.
Right, see that? If the world hates us, then this is what you should focus on. You know that you passed from death unto life, meaning you stood up in the footsteps that were already laid out before us by the prophets. And you stood up upon your feet and stood before envy. Nothing could stop you. You see that? All right, so you stood upon your feet and you're doing as the Lord said to do, walking the right way. Keep going.
Because we love the brethren.
Right, we passed from being amongst the congregation of the dead unto life.
He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. Abideth in death, Salakia. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Oh, see that? So 2/3 moving in that spirit of hate and killing each other. They're moving in that spirit of Esau, the murderer. All right, just like Cain from the beginning.
And ye know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him.
Right, there you go. So that's what you should know. That spirit that's lifted up in him is not upright in him. And he has what? No eternal life abiding in him, man. Because that's not part of their inheritance, vocab. All right, you know? Let's keep rolling, man. Where we at?
That's it for 1 John.
Yep, Psalm 17:8. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise.
Right, man.
Are counted for the seed.
That's right. Keep going. All the way to 13.
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
Whoa, so the blessing that the inheritance was already set in place with Jacob. It was a promise that was given to Abraham, to Isaac, and that was set up for Jacob, man. Not set up for these heathens, not set up for Esau, so he wasn't going to have that inheritance anyway. Go ahead, brother.
It's verse 10.
So he's trying to take something from us that was never his.
And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Right, so it don't matter what Esau did, how they killed it is all about the Father's will, man. It's nothing but chemistry. You know, come, which means hot, to boil over, to mix things, you know, to balance it. I'm going to put this one over this one lower than that. I'm going to strengthen this one and weaken this one. All right, that's all it is. And the Most High raised us up. Well, he raised up Esau. Now he's going to put Esau on the bottom and raise us up. Okay, it's like a seesaw effect. But it says what? Them being in the womb, neither done good or evil. All right, so it's not about that. It's about the Father's will. All right.
I got a
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
This is Psalms chapter 140, verse 3.
Yeah, you can break it down.
It says, they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Allah. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my my going, Salakia. And that's all that the heathen is. All right.
They purpose is they made it their purpose to overthrow our goings, meaning everything that's set up.
Go on.
The banking system, the religious system, and the military system is all set up to what? Trample out the residue of the saints.
Go on.
All right, it's set up to kill us and destroy us, but the Lord is what's keeping us alive, man.
Adder's poison is under their lips. Are all the treaties that they sealed, that they signed with anybody, they broke them.
Right, and their schools too.
Gone.
All the schools and nothing but lies, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
The book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me. From thy deadly enemies who compass me about.
Good, brother.
Right, and that's what it is. The Lord saying, keep them as the apple of his eye and hide us from these devils, man. Because like the brother Zariah brought out, you know, what is it? Adder's poison?
Gone. Adder's poison is under their lips.
Yeah, it's nothing but lies and wickedness, and we need the Lord to basically hide us from these devils and just keep us.
Right, Revelation 6. And 8. Well, let's start from Revelation 6 and 4.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Whoa, so power was given to him. You see that? So he don't have no damn power. The power was given to him. You see that? For them to kill us and take peace from the earth. Go ahead.
And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Right, and they were killing each other, the heathens too, and that they should kill Jacob. All right, and it was given to him a great sword, starting with Alexander and the Greeks. The same vagabond, this thief that came out of the caves. They were giving him a great sword so they could take over. All right, now let's skip down to verse 8.
God. Verse 8 of Revelation 6. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him.
Right, see that? See that? No, you good. So that person that's in that power seat right now is still Esau. All right, ruling with the sword, red. You know, Edom. That's their symbol. And he said, what? They are as what? As death and hell, man. And hell shall follow, nothing but sorrow. So we praying to the Lord to protect us from these devils, man, that want to kill us. That's the only safety we have. All right? From their envy and from their hatred. Go ahead, brother. Mazan, real quick.
All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that have power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
Right, that's basically saying you're behind enemy lines. Yeah, we walking on the hot plate, man. We're walking amongst their garrisons now. That's why they have police and military everywhere. You know, the gates of their nobles, the valley of the shadow of death. All right, go ahead. Oh, that was it on that.
That was it.
All right, let's get anything I missed. You can break it down. It says 1 Peter 5 and 8. You got something too? You can bring it up. Whatever y'all want to bring out, you know, it's cool.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 8. You want me to wait for the precept?
Go ahead and bring that up.
All right, Con. This is the book of 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walk about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right, that's our adversary, man. So who's the devil, the deceiver? Let's get that real quick. Revelation 22. The serpent.
22 and 11.
Yeah, I think it is.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still.
Serpent.
And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
I think it's Revelation 12.
Revelations.
Come on, man.
Yeah, one in Revelation chapter 20.
And that's the point. Basically, he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. Like the scripture says, spirit of a prophet is subject to his prophet. A spirit of a scoffer is subject to a scoffer. And the spirit of a scorner is subject to the scorner. So basically, we all back in our lots,
That
man.
old serpent.
You know?
Yeah. That's right. And Esau's back in their lot.
Done.
Still being the devil. That old serpent. Go ahead. Yeah, bring that out real quick. Perfect.
This is
That was good
Revelation
scripture, man. Yeah. That was good
chapter
scripture.
20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Right. That's talking about Yahushua putting the chain on Esau, putting garrisons on Esau, just like King David. All right. Bringing him down to a low condition for 1,000 years. That's when the Roman Empire fell. All right. So the Lord said he's the one that has the keys to hell and death. He's the one that can open and no man closeth, and close and no man openeth. So the fact that Esau was able to open up a can of whoop ass on us, that power was given to him by Esau. I mean, by the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. That sword was given to Esau.
So he could tame both Leviathans.
That's right, man. All right, go ahead. He done. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
He got no gas in that thing.
And cast him in the bottomless pit and shut him up.
It's like a car put. Go ahead.
And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him,
Yep.
that he should deceive the nations no more.
Right, put a weight of gravity upon him. That's what they're gonna have another foot upon him in the kingdom. You know, can't get over it, can't get under it. Right?
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season.
Right, so they can live out the prophecies, man. And that in these times we will look back and say the mystery of iniquity is revealed. Who was it? Oh, the one that our Lord bound up for 1,000 years, showing his power. You see that? It's all about prophecy. All right, he must be loose for a little season to lead all the nations into perdition, into the war. All right, so we can get our blessing in the last days. Okay? And they can live by the sword. But let's get Proverbs 21:1.
Proverbs 21:1.
Yep.
It's Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. It says the
Proverbs
king's
20:24.
heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Right, the king's heart. Yeah, you can think about Russia and them today, all these leaders today. But my bad. You can think about Esau, Alexander, the Crete, all these different kings that have risen up. Even the king that Esau set over themselves. You know, in 845 BC, when they broke the yoke from off of them, and they tried to put a yoke on us.
It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
That's right, man. See that? That goes into earlier what we was talking about. When man is asleep or whatever, the Lord imparted his commands into their heart. You know, he set us up, put the battery in our pack, download his plan to our thoughts, man. All right. What's the word I'm looking for? His intentions. All right. The Most High's agenda, not Esau.
His will.
Yeah, his will. Thank you. All right. Go ahead.
It says every way of a man is right.
Right, because the child, that's why I wanted to bring that out in Romans 9. A child is not born thinking, yo, I'm going to take over the world. You know, Trump wasn't born on this earth crying like a little animal or a baby. He wasn't crying, screaming out, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I'm gonna conquer the earth. No, it's the Most High that put the thoughts in there. You see that? Controlling his thoughts. Go ahead.
It says every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts.
See that? The Lord is controlling the hearts of man. All right? From the beginning. So if they say they want to kill us, it's because the Lord put that there. If they say they want to free us, it's because the Lord put that thought there.
Keep going.
That was it.
Precept.
Proverbs 20 and 24. Go ahead, Doc.
This is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24.
Okay.
Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Continue.
Right. Psalm 17 and 8. That's right, man. So man's goings are of the Lord, meaning you're going to do everything according to the Lord's will. Period. That's why you're on this earth. Even the Russians are here, and they're doing according to the Lord's will. All right, to destroy this place, Babylon or America.
This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 8. Keep me as the apple of thy eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about.
Right. So yep. Go ahead.
They are enclosed in their own fat.
Right. So they're blinded by all the riches they got and the wealth that they gained from the earth. What was Esau's blessing? The fatness of the earth. So they've enclosed themselves in that. All right. Go ahead.
With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth.
Right. So they have compassed us in our steps, meaning they got allies all over the world. That's all part of this new world order, the satanic mindset. That's why you see people walking by with devil shirts and all kind of shit. They're all part of the same agenda. Even in the music industry, the entertainment, at these jobs, you know. And it says what? They speak proudly with their mouth. What's that? Their presidents. You know, with the Bill Gates. What's the dude named? Yuval Noah. What's his name? Klaus Schwab. All these spokesmen, right? George Bush. He said we got a good chance at a new world order, and we will. Yeah, his ass gone. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were, a young lion lurking in secret places.
Right. So the Lord sent us here as prey amongst these nations because we wouldn't listen. You see that? But they got greedy. They got greedy in coveting evil covetousness to their house and taking us into slavery and not letting us free, not allowing us to read, but ultimately trying to do a new world order to where they want to bring in more destruction upon Israel, depopulate the earth, and try to retake their blessing back, which is the inheritance. They want to keep the kingdom. They want to keep the earth, but they can't. They got to let it go. The Lord is going to take it from them. All right, go ahead.
Verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Right. So see that? So the Lord got to cast them down. The wicked, which is thy sword, man. All right. So they're the sword that the Lord used against us. So where did they get their sword from? The Most High, Yahweh. He gave him that sword. So he the one, what the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Yep. And the Lord could also give them that sword and give us a shield that can stop their sword. Go ahead, brother.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient, had thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it.
Right. They didn't remember. They didn't remember the latter end. What? They didn't remember what happened with Sodom and Gomorrah. They didn't remember what happened with Egypt. All right. So this is talking about America, which is the hammer of the wicked, what they used to take us into slavery, all right, and build the economy over here, economic system. But look at this. Let's take this for an example. Let's get 2 Maccabees 5 and 17. See, they didn't remember what happened when you touched the apple of the Lord's eye, when you go and try to kill his people.
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 5, verse 17. It says, and so haughty was Antiochus.
What does the word haughty mean? Prideful. But what did the Lord say in Obadiah? Somebody get that real quick before we go on. Obadiah.
Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
See that? That's what they're saying, man. All right, they're saying in their heart, who's gonna bring them down? Because they're enclosed in all their riches. They're like, I got all the riches of the world through my deception and lies. I've killed, I've done all this. Nobody stopped me. They say nobody seeth them, right? Go ahead, brother.
This is Daniel, chapter 8, verse 24. It says, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
Right, that's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes.
Come on.
All right, what's yours, Daniel?
Daniel 8.
Right, they're talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, who started ruling in 175 BC. All right, and that's when you had before him Seleucid IV that was dealing with Heliodorus. All right, let's get into that. Go ahead. That was great point. A little bit more. All right, go ahead.
Verse 25, it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So there you go.
Right, they were broken with who? The hammer.
Which is Yahweh Shai.
No, yeah, but he was broken with the hammer of Maccabees, but Antiochus Epiphanes himself was broken by the Spirit, the Spirit of the Lord. Broke him to pieces, literally.
Bust up all his inside.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, man. Go ahead, keep going.
Second Maccabees. Second Maccabees chapter 5, verse 17. And so haughty was Antiochus in mind, that he considered not that the Lord was angry for a while for the sins of them that dwelt in the city.
So why are these people killing our people? Or why do they want to kill us or whatever? It's because of the sins of our people, man. They want to stay in sin, stay in wickedness. Just like during the time of Antiochus. The Lord was saying to them, like, yo, Antiochus, don't you see that if it wasn't for my people being wicked, I wouldn't have let you touch them? All right? Go ahead.
Come on. And therefore his eye was not upon the place. For had they not been formerly wrapped in many sins, this man, as soon as he had come, had forthwith been scourged and put back from his presumption, as Heliodorus was, whom Seleucus, the king, sent to view the treasury.
Right, see that? All right, so the king they're talking about there is talking about Seleucus IV that sent Heliodorus to try to go in there and steal the treasury from Jerusalem. But what happened to Heliodorus? 2 angels showed up on the side of him and beat the brakes off him. All right, till his life started flashing before his eyes. You know? So that shows the power of the Lord. He can do that at any time. He can destroy these devils today. But the Lord said what? He chose through the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. All right, to make a separation through the sift, which is the spirit of truth.
Keep going.
I think that was it. I think that was it. The people before a place.
Oh, yeah, this is it right here.
Yeah, why not? Go ahead.
Verse 19. Nevertheless, Yahweh did not choose the people for the place's sake, but the place for the people's sake.
Right, man. Yep, and our place is suffering with us. All right. So, Sirach 10 and 7.
This Sirach. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 7.
Yep.
Pride is hateful before Yahweh.
Right. Why is pride hateful before Yahweh? He said pride was not made for man. Let's get 2 Ezra 6 and 38 real quick. My bad. All right, 2 Ezra 6 and 38. So the Lord hates pride. So you know he hates Esau. He said, I hated Esau.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 38. It says, and I said, O Lord, thou spakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and saidest thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect word. It says 38,
Yep.
All right. Verse 39, it says, and then was the spirit in darkness, was in silence were on every side.
So there was darkness on every. So this talking about the creation of the earth. going way back. But you got Esau on the earth prideful, right? But let's go way back from the creation of the earth, where the earth was just darkness on every side of the earth. There was no light lingering, it was just darkness. Right?
It says, and then was the spirit and darkness and silence was on every side.
Uh-huh.
The sound of man's voice was not yet formed.
So nobody was able to talk shit. Nobody was able to be prideful. That's why the Lord said that. All right. This was before man's voice was created on the earth, the voice box. So Esau wasn't able to push their agendas because they weren't even on the earth yet. Sirach 10 and 18.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 18. Pride was not made for man, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman.
See that? So we birthed out of the ground. Now today from a woman, the womb of a woman, from a man's seed, anything that parts the womb and comes into this matrix should not be prideful, man. See, we in the kingdom, we're going to be born from the heavens. The big difference. You're going to have new bodies. So we're going to be able to be prideful a little bit. We're going to have pride in the truth, pride in Yahweh, pride in our God. You know, we're going to be some prideful people. I'm about to say motherfuckers, but yeah. We're going to be some prideful people, man. We're going to be like the lion pride, you know? Who was reading? Go ahead, brother. Somebody else was reading too, right? Mazan was reading. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 45 and 9. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou? Or thy work, he have no hands? Woe unto him that saith unto his father, what begettest thou? Or to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? You know, ultimately, it's a chain of command. There's no reason for you to be questioning the creator when you're the creation. Right? That's a form of pride that the Lord didn't. The Lord is going to put in subjection, man.
Right, and they'll say he has no hands. Like, how you make us? You know, how you do that? You can't do nothing.
Or they'll compare themselves to it and think they can create the same.
Right, yeah. Or they'll say, hey, you can't do nothing about it. We on the earth, you can't reach us. The Lord like, okay, I can reach you. I got hands in the earth. And that's why the Lord said his hand. Let's get that real quick. From somebody was reading that from men, which are their hand. Somebody was reading that, the sword. Esau the sword.
Yeah, somebody was reading that.
Yeah, we stopped.
The sword.
Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword.
So that was you, right?
Psalms.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Psalms chapter 140.
Right, he said like he don't have hands, right? Go ahead.
All right.
The Lord controls everything in the earth. Put it like that.
Verse 5. The proud. No, that's not it. It's like it.
16.
Verse 16.
No, I think it's Psalm
17.
Yeah.
Psalm 17.
Yeah, 17 and 13. You got it? Oh, I got it.
Come on, go ahead, bring it up.
All right, this is Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Verse 14.
It says, from men which are thy hand.
See? From men which are thy hand. You see that? And the Lord also raised up his men to be his hand as well. All right, Yahushua. Go ahead. Oh, that's the point. That's the point.
Y'all Bashim Yahushai, like, you don't think I got another hand?
You don't think I got hands? Let me show you these hands.
Oh man, so they are his left hand, and Yahushua is his right hand.
Yep. All right. Look at something else real quick. Psalms 2 and 1.
So this is Psalms chapter 2, verse 1.
Yeah.
Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing. The kings of the earth set themselves, and rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh.
Right, they're imagining a vain thing to get that inheritance back, to off us from up, to depopulate us from off the earth. You know, what do you call that? Genocide. You know, so they're imagining a vain thing, this digital new world order that they're trying to bring in, where they can worship AI technology. All right, and a satanic rulership on the earth. That's what they want. All right. So they imagine the vain thing. Even them coming over here to establish America, they thought it was going to last forever. She said, "I will not." Where is it at? There you go. Can you get that again? Isaiah 47.
Isaiah what?
47.
47?
Yeah, 47 and 7.
It's Isaiah 47 and 7.
Right, they imagine the vain thing, man. Go ahead.
And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
See that? That's a vain thought. They think America going to be here forever. That's what they thought they were going to build. Something that was going to last forever. But it's not. Go ahead.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the later end of it.
There you go, man. All right, and that's just clear, man. All right, we can stop there. Go ahead, brother.
This Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Right.
And that's just it, man. That's the pride of them. Like seeing all these kingdoms that have risen up and fell throughout history, they feel like they finna last forever.
Yeah, they put their name on it like, oh, we can put our name there. They ain't coming back.
Right.
they ain't gonna be back. Trust me.
It'll be here when we get back.
Yeah, trust me, we got rid of them. They ain't coming back. Go ahead, bro.
This is Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Wow, go ahead, bro. You can break it down.
So he disappointed the devices of the crafty. Every time Esau tries to come up with something, the Lord disappointed him. He throw that wrench, throw that foot out there and clip it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. They wait till the last second.
Wait right at the last minute. And, oh, I got it. You think like football. You think you done ran. You think you finna run it back, and you don't see the safety. You done got past everybody, but that safety around there lurking. And right when you think you're going, you get Mack truck or steamroll.
Right. Let me bring it up real quick. The matchup. Isaiah 29 and 8. It shall even be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh. So he right there tasting in his dream. You know?
Smell all the herbs and seasonings.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? And their plan is like right there. And his soul is empty. But he awaketh and his soul is empty. See, they're going to wake up in slavery and chains.
Just like when we get up in the chairs, we're going to wake up and be like, if we ever be like, I'll get it.
Yep. And he said,
let's keep going.
And they all shall see together. See, but Esau going to see clearly too in the kingdom that they're just men, that they're just beasts. Yep. And it says, or as when a thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint, and his soul have appetite. So shall the multitude of all nations be that fight against Mount Zion. That means the government of Israel, which is the elect today. So everybody that's fighting against us, like in the book of Obadiah, shame shall cover thee. You know, that have fought against us, man. He said, what? Get this. That they killing it. You got something?
I got something.
Oh yeah, y'all got precepts. Go ahead, y'all.
This precept is going off of the precept that the brother Thanyala brought out about the pretty woman, the dainty woman. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
That's right.
So this place isn't going to be called the melting pot or the place of dreams or the place where people come to live out their dreams and stuff like that. This is going to be a place where everything gets destroyed.
Hey, so prime example of Esau in America. All right, you know them new TikToks that they do women doing now? They be butt ass ugly, and then they have the music playing in the background, and then they snap their finger and they have all the makeup on. They looking bad. That man, listen. That's why the Lord is wiping off the makeup on this ugly ass bitch, man.
Nahum 3 and 1.
The Lord is taking away all the beauty from this place, and it was all an illusion. We're gonna really see how ugly America is.
Right. Nahum 3 and 1 real quick.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling.
All right, what is that bloody city, man? Man, this land is filled with bloodshed. All right, this is that bloody city. So the Lord has to shed the blood here. That's why this is gonna be his altar right here, man. He has to shed that blood here to cleanse the land. But there's no cleansing in this land. He's gonna have it burn and over and over and over and over. So straight destruction to this bloody city, man.
The noise of rattling of the wheels and of prancing horses and of the jumping chariots.
That was all the mirage that was set up by the elites. They said, let's create a country. Let's create a mirage. Let's create an illusion of power. Go ahead.
Verse 3. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear.
Right, that's the military building up. They created a military here, you know, with one of the spears that leaped out of the mouth of the dragon like a frog, which was their military setup with NATO. And they built up the police forces and everything. And they set up their nuclear missiles. Go ahead.
It's to the point where, like, what did it say? Who could make war against the beast? Got all these countries scared to stick up for themselves and stick up for them customs because of America and NATO.
Right.
And there's a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none in of the corpses of their corpses.
Right. They've been killing. They call this place the hammer of the earth. They've been, especially with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's been nothing but bloodshed since America been around, man. Think about it. All right, this is a slaughterhouse for these Edomites.
And think about, like, prime example, that one that got leaked out to the public, which I don't feel like got leaked out. But when Obama was in when the office, Benghazi, when that happened over there, when they sent that drone down and killed all them people, they were trying to point the finger at everybody. It was America, man.
As they said, that's why the Lord said, our people has led as sheep to the slaughter. And that slaughter is slaughterhouse America. You know, go ahead.
And it says, they stumble upon their corpses. Verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts.
Right, so this place is going to be full of bodies, man. There's going to be dead bodies everywhere, just like during Katrina. That was a good example. They left the bodies out there. So out here, when they hit that kill switch real soon, allegedly, there's going to be a lot of dead, man, with the famine, you know, whatever else. And they're not going to have anybody to come in service and take up those bodies. They're going to leave them there. You're going to have bodies exploding, man. And spores coming out of them.
And it says, I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Right. That's that makeup being taken off. That's the glit and glamour being taken away from this place, man. So people can really see it how it really is, and the Lord is exposing that.
Like we're seeing the Lord's power, man. Yeah, keep going.
Verse 6. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
Right. Then the Lord said they were viler than the earth. So he putting Esau back in that state again, taking the makeup off, man. The disguise off of him. He said, hide him. He hid Cain in the earth.
Hey, so America really Esau has made this whole world like a big ass masquerade party. Yeah. Like those masquerade parties, they have those masks and it's like anything goes. You can't see who's who.
Eyes wide shut.
Right. Right. So you can do anything you feel like you want to do and not be judged for it because you don't know, you can't really point the finger at anybody.
Corporation.
Free yourself. Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
Secret societies.
Really, those little secret society meetings, they're tired of doing it in the secret. They want to do this out in the public.
Yeah. Yeah. They want all power now. Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 5.
Right.
Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Right. Right. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing. To think about it, by them hiding in secrecy, they can't really show their power. They want all power. They want to stick their chest out and have the whole world to know. But and anybody that has any sense of power is going to do that. But Yahweh's going to do the same thing. Yep. He's going to show the whole world. This is him showing the whole world that he's the one got the power. No, devil, I gave you this power. Now you're going to stick your chest out and he's about to punch it right back in.
Watch him in the belly like Jim Kelly.
Yep, James 5 and 1. Go ahead up.
This is the book, backing up the statement that the brother's been making this whole time. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10 and verse 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it?
Man, that sound like Nebuchadnezzar. That sound like all the kings of the earth that boasted themselves up. And like, man, listen, I'm slinging you. I'm the one that made you. That's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is saying. Now Esau's in that same spirit saying the same thing. So, and what is that doing? It's more and more exposing himself as being the wicked. Yeah, I did it. Oh, you did all this, huh? And you taking credit for it.
As if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up, or as the staff lift it up itself as if it were no wood. Verse 16. Therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the burning of fire. Verse 17 is the point. You got it.
That's why the Lord said he has laid a snare for them that you were not even aware, man. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame, and it shall burn and devour his thorns and his briars in one day.
One day.
That's it. Case closed.
Yeah, read that last part again.
Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 17. And the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame.
Right, talking about Yahweh.
And it shall burn and devour his thorns and his briars in one day.
Right, in one day. That's talking about Yahweh. He say what? He coming in fire, right? In flaming fire. That's Yahweh going to destroy them in one day, man. Destroy everything they built up in one day.
Okay? And what did the Lord say? I send you among briars and thorns, man.
Yeah.
So all that shit's going to be destroyed.
All their lies, you know?
Well, I got one more verse on that.
Yeah, all their lies, all the deception that they've built up on this earth, that they're the rulers in their kingdom is built upon lies. It's going to be destroyed in one day. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 18. And shall consume the glory of his forest and of his fruitful field, both soul and body, and they shall be as when a standard bearer fainted.
Right, because the whole world to them looks like a fruitful field because they trying to devour everything. But really, in actuality, they made the whole world a wilderness, man. So everybody's in a state of confusion except for the elect.
Right, and they're trying to hold that standard up with that, like the Roman eagle standard. They're gonna be as somebody that sees some danger and they faint. They're gonna run,
right?
You know, or they get weak and fall the hell out.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be like glory when the flag fall and another motherfucker come pick it up and go with it.
Yeah. Oh, they stand their ground like this. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. They're gonna break. The Lord said He's gonna break them. Or they're gonna fold.
I got a precept.
Like toilet paper. Go ahead, brother.
This is Acts.
Go ahead, brother.
Chapter 12, verse 21. And upon a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon his throne and made an oration unto them. And the people gave a shout, saying, It is the voice of a God, and not of a man. And immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not Yahweh the glory, and he was eaten of worms, and gave up the ghost. And right now Esau is in that same spirit of Herod. They claim themselves to be gods. They put themselves in the temple of Yahweh, saying that they are power.
And he said at that moment worms devoured them. Because guess what? Going back to Isaiah chapter 14, it says the worms cover thee, man. All right. And that's how these other nations are going to devour America. All right, they're gonna hover all like a cankerworm, eats up all the plants, all their fruit and field, it eats up all your produce that you plant in your garden, man. And that's how these other nations are going to devour America. And once America falls, man, then that's Europe has no more hammer to swing.
James 5:1.
This is James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Right, that's talking about those elites. They said weep and howl. They should be weeping right now, howling for the miseries that's coming upon them, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten.
So everything they built up, they're covering. Their secret societies, they're all being figured out. Their riches are corrupted. The dollar. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Your gold and silver is cankered.
So that means their economy that's built off of gold and silver that they control, it got holes in it, like Kanak was talking about. All right, so those elites over there are losing their power, man. We see parts of it, but we don't know what's going on in their households, man. They could be in there bugging right now.
Yeah,
ripping them little tiny hairs out that they got. Go ahead.
And the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Right, rust is something that you keep and you hold, and it gains rust to it. You know, the gold and silver, they kept it so long, it's rusting. Not really, but you know, meaning they kept it for a long time. They got it in their banks. A lot of y'all seen videos of the Rothschilds and their gold. So that's gonna be a witness against them that they're the rich that the Lord is talking about. All right, so the Lord, keep it. Keep the football. You're gonna get hit. Go ahead, brother.
It shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heat treasure together for the last days.
Right, so it's gonna eat their flesh as it were fire. That's the punishment that the Lord gonna bring on these elites. All right, it's gonna consume them as it were fire. That's talking about the Israelites gonna consume them.
All right, trying to let loose that money. Then I don't want it.
I don't want it. Yeah, take it back. Take it back. They're gonna try to heal and all that. Yeah. Precept, that was you? All right, go ahead, bro. All right, let's finish this out too, y'all.
This is Job chapter 20, verse 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. So Esau done swallowed down riches, as the elder was talking about, and the brother Ashar brought out with the scripture. These elites, they over there tripping, but they done swallowed down much riches.
Right.
Like videos have been unshown about them and their gold. That's them swallowing down riches. But the Lord said, what? They're going to vomit them up again.
That's right. Yeah, 70 AD, Titus and Vespasian.
God.
We're gonna give all of that back. We're gonna have the menorah back in place, man.
Hey,
James 5:5, real quick. Hey, go ahead.
They even told on themselves because the Ark of Titus has them carrying out our treasures on their shoulders.
You see the menorah playing this day.
Yeah.
You see the menorah.
You see everything. It's like,
that's not coincidental.
They tasted it. See, they tasted it. They're gonna wake up from that dream.
That's you right there.
Tastes nasty.
James 5:5.
Come on, brother.
This book of James, chapter 5 and verse 5. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter.
Yeah, so they nourished their heart. What's that? They comforted themselves to kill us. Just like I said, Esau, he comforted himself to destroy us. And he said they have nourished themselves, meaning fed themselves and built themselves up as in the day of slaughter. That's what they're doing now. All right, just like when we went into slavery. They're trying to do it again. Go ahead.
Ye have condemned and killed the just.
So they have condemned us and they've killed the Israelites.
And he doeth not resist you.
See that? And our people ain't even resisting. They've crossed down like an old lion. So they're killing somebody that ain't even fighting against them. All right? So you want to know why they're killing us? Now you should know why. It's all the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for those that don't want to listen. Now you just got to make sure you're on the right side of the fence. Because the Lord said,
like that lets you know that it's not even for sport. At least like when you go fishing, you target certain fish because of the fight that the fish gives you. You're not just gonna fish for a fish that you can just pluck up out of the pond real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let you just eating it, but you go for the thrill of the fight. But they ain't even no fight back in Jake, and they still want to devour us, man. That just shows that their natural instinct is just to kill and destroy.
Right. Matthew 5 and 13. All right, so if you're a sideline person, you just watching this and watching this, you're not really thinking about yourself in this situation. You know what I mean? And the Lord said, "What? You can't hide the candle, man. If you got the light, you gotta shine it, man. You know."
This is Matthew.
You can just teach the milk.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Right. So that's why he said we pray that the Lord send in workers into the harvest. So how are people going to wake up without you? How are people going to wake up without us? Because the Lord said he's using us to wake them up, man. He chose through the foolishness of preaching. So you got to have the preachers in place. How shall one know of the Lord unless they be sent? You know, unless they be taught. How shall they teach unless they be sent? All right, go ahead.
All right. It says, Matthew 5 and 13, it says, ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is therefore good for nothing.
Good for nothing.
But to be cast out and trodden under foot of men.
See that? So eventually you're going to be cast out of the temple. And you'll be trodden under the foot of these same Edomites we're talking about. The Lord will let them have their way with you, and you don't want that, man. You seen all the murder and the killing that this machine can do. They're a killing machine, man. All right? Look at that, man. They good at it, too. They know how to do it, man.
Also, it's a new movie about Emmett Till coming out.
My bad, bro. Yeah, that's right.
That's just gonna show more of that hatred.
And Jake ain't gonna watch it. They're gonna wait till
They
the
not.
new Wakanda movie come out.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna go see that.
Like, yeah, now we got you back. Yeah, we won. That's the only leaders they give our people as actors. You know, Wakanda forever and all that.
Actors and athletes.
Yeah, man.
And then they try to they try to use your boy to try to appoint Israel a king and use your boy. Your Most High said, no, you don't. Took him out of here. Took him out of here.
Yeah.
But really, they felt like the Wakanda shit was a movement for so-called black individuals, for so-called minorities. And you had people, Wakanda doesn't even exist. It's not even real.
Wakanda's in Israel.
Con.
Yeah, Wakanda's in Israel. It did exist. It's a place over there.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody believed me, Apostle Tahar did a lesson on it.
Con.
There you go. All right. So now let's get Deuteronomy 20:43. Yeah, come.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 9. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. And that's what's going to happen unto Esau. And in the first part of that scripture, it shows their nature. If somebody comes to get some grapes, they'll leave a little. All right, they ain't gonna take all of them. Go ahead.
No, you good.
They're not gonna take all the grapes. If you drop a grape, you're not finna rush back to try to pick it up. They'll take everything.
Even a thief, a class A thief, will leave something behind. Not Esau.
On Deuteronomy 28 and verse 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Right, man.
So we're in that low position right now, but going into the scripture that was read earlier in 2 Samuel chapter 2, the Lord is going to lift us out of the dunghill, man, and set us up on high and bring Esau down low.
Right, go over to 50.
Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
And this whole lending system is a form of slavery, man. They hit you with, they loan you some money, right? And they hit you with all these interest fees to have you paying on interest. A lot of times when you're paying the minimum balance on these credit cards and on these loans, you're not even paying on the principal, you're just paying on the interest. So therefore, you got 5 years worth of debt, and you're still in debt, because they mess up the economy. So it's a form of slavery and bondage, man. Oppression.
Verse 45, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things.
So now we're put in a position where only the Lord can get us out of that. That's the reason why we're being put in this position. He's our only salvation. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's why he rose this devil up over us, for this devil to be the oppressor, to show the difference between light and darkness. These other nations that are in the midst of this theatrical movie that's going on, but written by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, they're just extras. They're just extras. It's really about Jacob and Esau and the promise that was given unto a father to his son, man.
Right, man. The Most High is in control of the whole show.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Verse 49, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle fleeth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of old, nor show favor to the young.
And that's Esau to the 100%. They didn't care how old they used to kill our babies.
Look at Emmett Till.
Look at that. How old Emmett Till was? 13?
Yeah, I think so.
Around 13 years old, man. Just did that to him. Who has the audacity or the heart, the mindset to do that to a young kid, man? That's Esau. Look at that. Burnt us alive. And their children smiled at it, man. This is the devil's handiwork. He good at it.
In the scriptures, they will slay they will even slay our cattle. Even over here, they slew the cattle.
Look at that. They smiling at that shit. And they got crosses on them. But we got 2/3 of our people still believe in that Jeebus.
Sweet Lord Jesus.
Yeah, they did that at the, what they call the Emancipation Proclamation. They gave us little residences, and they come back in and slaughter our shit again. And take everything from us. Ku Klux Klan was formed and all that.
Because right after that started the Second Seminole War.
Second Seminole Wars, the Civil War. You know? Yep.
They'll promise Jake their freedom if they help fight, and then after they get through fighting, put them right back in bondage.
Shit.
And this was after the so-called Emancipation Proclamation.
So what you think they're gonna do now if these dummies go and fight this war?
Well, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. And I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
Perpetual hatred. From the beginning, man, that's a deeply enrooted, embedded hatred that they have for us that they're not going to be able to cut out and get rid of.
With that envy, that grudge that they kept.
Verse 5 again, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh.
So when the Lord was like, all right, that's enough. That's good. They good. He kept going.
Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
You want to be a vampire? You like drinking blood? You like looking in blood? You like shedding blood? All right, I'm going to show you some bloodshed. All right, the Lord's going to turn that blood right back around on his hands, because he has blood on his hands, man.
Right, to hate blood, you'll be at peace.
Con.
And Esau's not a peaceful person. They're a violent man.
Verse 7, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and will cut from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. So it's going to be blood on the leaves. Just like y'all made songs about us, that's the same thing that we going to do to y'all, but that's just going to be what it is.
That's right, man. That's right. Anybody that comes in and out of our, they say they're going to come up to the kingdom to worship. So anybody that shows up, they're gonna show up bloody, they're going to leave bloody.
And on the roof.
They're gonna be worshiping with an attitude. I was gonna make a statement. You reap what you sow. You sow into wickedness, you're gonna reap destruction and judgment. You sow into righteousness, you're gonna reap life everlasting and salvation. But you know, Esau, Edom, they like blood, like the elder was saying. So they're gonna reap blood in return. They're gonna reap destruction in return.
Just like in Revelation 64, a great sword was given to him, and then go to Revelation 13 and 10. He that liveth by the sword must die by the sword. He that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. That's what Esau was set up for, and it was all done by Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. So understanding righteousness, you understand that they have to go into slavery for 1,000 years, and they have to be eradicated from off the earth, man.
Yep.
So everything that they try to devise in their own mind has to happen to them.
Yeah, when you want to know why they killed us, just say, hey, it's our fault.
Right.
Look in the mirror and say, damn, it's my fault. I need to do better. How do I get out of this? Oh, fight. Oh, the Lord gave me the key to get up and open the door for myself and walk out of the prison. You know what I mean? But a lot of us don't. A lot of us want to talk through the bars. And the door is open.
Right.
Just walk the hell out, man. Stand up and speak. Study to show yourself approved. You know, so we can get the hell out of here. That's the key. Isaiah 51 and 20, and we probably ended on that. If anybody got any other precepts, cool.
Isaiah 51 and 20.
Yep.
That smells good.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net.
Right, the children of Israel, we fainted as a people. That's why I said they crouched down as a young lion. Who shall rouse him? So our people have gotten weak, you know, destroyed through lack of knowledge. And he said what? Go ahead, read that again.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net.
Right, that's that wild bull in the net. That net is what Esau cast out there, you know? And that standing on the corner, the street corners, selling drugs. You know, we was little, we had to be the posse. I know in Philadelphia, we had a lot of street corners, you know, the row houses. Every corner, that was the hangout spot. Hey, you want to meet me at the corner? Yeah. Let's go hang out on the corner. Y'all had the electric joint. What's it called? Green box.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's what the Lord talking about. And what happens there? Nothing but confusion. Nothing but passing on of all the lies that we were taught.
Running to mischief.
Running to mischief, yep. That's what happens out there, man. As a bull straying in the net, they can't get loose. Go ahead. Fighting to get free, but not that way. This is the fight, the good fight of faith. Go ahead, brother.
They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy power.
Right, man. So they full of that rebuke, the curses. All right, they full of the curses that the Lord put on them.
Therefore, hear now this afflicted and drunken, but not with wine.
There you go, man. So our people are afflicted and they're drunken. They're wounded and they're drunken, but not with wine, man. But with the philosophies and that cup that was given into the hand of Esau with the sword. Esau got a cup and a sword, you know, to deceive you and to cut you with it, to tear you down.
Keep going.
Yep.
Verse 32. Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord in thy power, that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup from my fury, of my fury.
So we ain't gonna have to worry about them killing us no more. Someday, man, all the killing gonna stop. No man is gonna pass through our people anymore. Swinging their sword, cutting, killing, seeking whom they may devour, all over the goddamn earth. You know, enlarging their desires as hell. That's about to stop.
Thou shalt no more drink it again.
Right, so Israel is not going to drink of that cup again. Instead, that cup is going to be given into the hand of Esau. Go ahead.
Verse 23 is the last verse. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over.
There you go, man. All right. And our people submitted and fell. We fell as a nation, but some of us desire to stand. The Lord said he kept that for him even in these last days. Reserved for him 7,000 men that will not bow the knee. That will not bow the knee to Baal, which is this basically all their idols and these heathens.
Are you good?
Nope. Trying to control the energy over here. Go ahead, brother. Look at precept. Go ahead.
This is Book of Lamentation, 1 and 5 all the way to 7. Her adversary are the chief, her enemy prospered. For the Lord Yahweh Shai had afflicted her for the multitude of her transgression. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. And number 6, and from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. Her princes are become like hart that find no pasture, and they are gone without strength before the pursuer. Jerusalem remember in the days of her affliction and her misery, all her pleasant sins.
Damn assholes got weak, sold out. All that pressure Esau put on them, they got weak and broke. And sold out, man. Can't beat them, join them. Yeah, that's that. You can't beat them, join them type of shit.
Every do what the Romans do.
Yeah,
Everything that was created for our people, everything that was created by our people for our people, eventually got bought out. Dr. Dre, he made some nice headphones and stuff like that, sold it to either Apple or Google. BET was created by our people for our people. It got sold to some Edumb-Mite.
Man, if you think about it, that's all exploitation of our people, man.
That's all it is. All the hair care products that our women like to put in their hair, all the organic and nice products that they like to put on hair, is all owned by Edomites.
Rapping,
gone. That's all of it.
They own it.
There's nothing really for us. Even if it is created by our people, it was created in the wrong spirit. It wasn't done with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
And the king, they're gonna make him righteous creation, man. It's gonna be beautiful. That was it. Any more precepts? You got one? Yeah, launch it off, brother.
This is Proverbs 3:33. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitations of the just. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly.
Right, man.
The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools.
That's right. I inherit all that glory. So with that, man, that's what it's about, the inheritance. It's about the inheritance, man. Esau inherited their blessings to rob, steal, and kill, and to take over the earth. And now they're just roaming the earth, seeking who they may devour. Any opportunity they can get. Somebody smoke good. But he said what? The elect of Israel, the children of Israel, we have grace, man, and mercy from the Lord, our Father. That's our inheritance. All right? So the Lord said their inheritance is going to be at the desert. All right? So with that, we're going to end it there, man. And say shalom. I hope you're edified. All right? Call. Halayim. La. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. Ba'ashem. Ha. Rakah. Quadash. Ma'amah. All right, double honor to the elder apostles, the GMS, and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim and Akwatim and children that still believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth, man. Shalom to y'all, man. Our extended Lions Den members out there. Shalom.
About 2 hours. Secret lines.